Hello everyone, and this is going to be a little different to my normal gaming videos, but there will be some gaming footage in the background so that you're not staring at a static screen. Now, before we get into this, I'm going to ask everybody who views this video to do one thing for me. Please share this video with all your friends, all your family, on all of your social media accounts. I do not earn ad revenue on YouTube, so I will not be benefiting financially if you share this video. The more people that know about this worldwide, the better. And let's hope we get a ton of views and we can put a stop to eBay scamming sellers with simple postage. So I sold an item the other day. I went to the order details page to get the buyer's name and address, and the full address was not there. Everything apart from the name of the street and the house number. So how on earth are you meant to send an item if you don't know the full address? So I thought, well, I'll go to the emails, because you get an email when an item sells, and that has the buyer's full name and address on that. So I looked on that. Now all it says is the buyer's name and United Kingdom. That's it. There's no address, nothing. So I didn't know what to do, so I thought I would get in contact with the eBay chatbot, and I spent about half an hour or more talking to them, chatting to them, trying to tell them my problem. A few times they says, "Oh, sorry, I can't understand what you're saying, please say it a different way." And I was like, I'm speaking English, not bloody German or French or Spanish or something. Do you know what I mean? So this eBay chatbot kept trying to cancel the transaction. I said I don't want to cancel the transaction. I want to send the item to the buyer. You know, I don't want to cancel it. So I got fed up of this after a while, and I typed in, "I want to speak to a human." And after confirming my telephone number, a few minutes later, eBay did actually phone me. I spoke to a customer service guy, told him my problem. He looked at on the order details page, like at his end, but he could see it on my end, if you know what I mean. And he could see that the house number and the name of the street were missing. So he gave me that. He gave me the house number and the name of the street. And I said to him, it used to be on the order details page and on the email that's sent when the item sells. Now it's hidden behind the print postage label. Had that problem, I think, last year. I don't sell a lot of items on eBay, about 6 items a year. You know, I've sold 6 items last year, 6 items the year before. I've sold 2 items in the past 12 months. So I don't sell a lot. So I forgot where I was now. I should have written out a script so that I wouldn't actually forget things. Yeah, with this simple postage label, last year I had to click on it in order to get the buyer's full address. And I didn't actually know I was being charged, because I post everything via Royal Mail track delivery, and I didn't know I was being charged an additional £2.70 for these 3 or 4 transactions on top of the postage I'd already paid out of my own pocket. Because everything I sell, I have free postage. Well, it's free for the buyer, the postage and packaging, but it's not free for me. It comes out of my pocket. And yeah, there's this simple postage. You get you press on it. What happens if you haven't got a printer? What do you do then? Well, you can get a QR code. But what happens if you don't have a smartphone? Do you know what I mean? I've only had my smartphone for about a year. So the post office can print excuse me, print QR code postage labels, but only participating post offices can do this. So this would, if you've got a smartphone but you live in a small town or village, your local post office might not have a machine for printing out via a QR code. So what do you do then? You're stuffed. I didn't get much joy about trying to explain, the issues with a buyer's full address not being on there. So I actually emailed YouTube about this, and they sent me a link to cancel or void the simple postage label, which I did. But you shouldn't have to do that in order to cancel. Everything that you sell now, automatically, there's a simple postage label. So even though if you put Royal Mail, you send it with Royal Mail, it charges you £2.70 for a simple postage label, whether you want it or not. That's just played wrong. And last year, when I discovered that I'd been paying £2.70 extra for these 3 or 4 items I sold, I contacted eBay. I said, look, I've been charged for this. I didn't use it. I always provide a tracking number, when an item sells to the buyer, so they could see I'd paid to have it sent tracked delivery. Now they says, oh sorry, you only have 14 days to void or cancel a label and get a refund. Really? 14 days? This was months afterwards. So I never got that money back. So where did that £2.70 an item over a tenner go? Into eBay's back pocket. They're just scamming sellers, and it's just wrong. I don't know what the hell they are playing at. So I did a bit of searching around, and it says you can cancel a postage label by voiding the unused label within 14 days to get a refund. Number 1, go to the selling in my eBay or orders on the Seller Hub overview page. Okay, it's fair enough. Number 2, select postage labels on the left hand side. Yep, did that. Number 3, I couldn't get to number 3. Find the label you want to void, select actions next to it, and then void label. Well, there wasn't that option. I didn't have number 3. There was actually a bit where you could actually enter the item number, so I copied and pasted the item number, and it said sorry, there's nothing matching that. It's like, the hell's going on? They just make it so hard and complicated for sellers. What's going to happen is loads of sellers are going to end up leaving eBay, selling elsewhere, Vinted, Amazon, Facebook, and what have you. They'll go elsewhere and they'll never come back. It takes years to build up a reputation and only moments to wreck it. And this is what eBay are doing. They're wrecking their reputation. And if they don't sort this out soon, they're going to end up with a class action lawsuit against them. Because, sellers aren't going to put up with this. I'm not threatening them. I'm just saying that's probably what's going to happen. And they'll end up having to pay millions of dollars in court. The buyer's full address used to be on the order page. It used to be on the email when an item sells, and now it's on neither. It's just ridiculous. So if you're a buyer on eBay, let me know if you actually knew about this. Leave a comment. If you're a seller and this has been happening to you, please let me know how much you have lost due to this simple postage label. If you didn't use it either, just give me a rough estimate of how much you are out of pocket by. And the more people that say this, the better, because it is a problem. I've seen a lot of people online talking about this. eBay's had this simple postage since 2025, so they must be aware that people are having problems. But it's just really scummy to not give back money for the simple postage label if you don't use it. There should be an option where you tick it, not have it as a default option. My default option was Royal Mail. Now it's simple delivery. I didn't ask for that. I don't want that. So why do I have to have that? There is one way, sort of like a workaround, in order to get rid of this simple postage, but that's quite a hassle as well. What you have to do is you have to end every single one of your auctions, every single one of your buy it nows, the whole lot. But the problem with that is, a few years ago they allow sellers, private sellers, to end one auction without incurring any fees. But after that, if you end an auction, you're charged the full amount as if it would have sold. So you're in a lose-lose situation here. You either pay the bloody for the simple postage, or you lose money cancelling the auction when the item hasn't actually sold. You don't have to go through every individual one of your auctions, buy it nows, and you have to check. You have to select custom postage in order to change it from simple postage. Now, who's got hours and hours of time to do that? Because I certainly haven't. It just pisses me off that eBay are doing this. I used to spend hours and hours a day sometimes on the eBay forum helping out other people, and then I stopped that when something happened. I was in the top 1,000 reviewers because I wrote a load of reviews. That's not in the UK. Top 1,000 reviewers in the world. And as a result, I got this lovely icon next to my name that said top 1,000 reviewer. And then all of a sudden one day it disappeared along with all my reviews. So all that time I wasted doing them reviews. It's ridiculous. I don't know why they did away with the top 1,000 reviewer and with my reviews. No idea. I still don't know to this day. I'm going to send a link to this video to eBay customer service, and we'll see what they have to say about everything. Whether they do actually say anything, because I don't know. They need to apologise, minimum, and they need to change what's happening. Put the buyer's address on the order details form and on emails, and stop charging people for simple postage when they don't need it. They need to do that now, not next week, not next month, now. And I really hope this video gets a load of views, because they need to be held accountable for what they're doing. They're just going to push so many people away from selling on eBay, and they'll never get them back. Right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button. If you're new to my channel, then why not subscribe? And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye for now.